So many of us are on different parts of this journey and experiencing different things going on with the energies and um, different processes that going through and the evolution of who we are and what we're doing here. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is what's happening as we are moving forward to fulfilling what we know is true for ourselves within, where, we've put all of this stuff into the vortex. We've learned about law of attraction. We know that something more is possible. But why isn't it happening, and why is what I am experiencing going on? We are all in different phases of this growth and evolution. My intention in the work that I do is to help you to understand and have a deeper relationship with yourself and really learn to navigate through your own personal evolution and growth and understand your psyche and all these different parts of your personality. And tonight, the focus is really about, there's a part of you that knows that there's something more that wants to come through you, yet it's like what's going on? There's an incongruency. Something doesn't feel right. You're noticing yourself self-sabotage, or you're seeing patterns and beliefs and cycles that you can't break. So on a mental or an intellectual level, you understand, and even you take steps forward, but something keeps bringing you back, or you start to see you developing or even starting to become more of your authentic self and expressing that. And then you start to see chaos in your money or your relationships or your job or your work. And so what's happening is there is actually more that wants to come through you. Through all of us, there's more that wants to be expressed. There's more energy that wants to be the expression through who we are as individuals and as a collective. And so if you're on here, you're likely in that space, and if you're listening to this, you're likely in that space and you're feeling discomfort, because there's a part of you that knows that this, like, ease is possible, joy is possible, something more is, you're meant for something more, yet when you're looking around at your circumstances, you can't quite get past it. And so there's a dynamic that happens when that is going on. The parts of us that pull us back into that pattern or cycle, or keep us self-sabotaging and keep us from moving forward, that part of us has played a role in our lives for a really long time. And so it's had commitments, it's made agreements, to play small so others feel more comfortable. It's agreed to be, quiet and under the surface. It's agreed to be the victim, the martyr, even the villain at sometimes. And so these are all different aspects of ourselves. But as we're trying to, move forward to the more elevated vibration, to a purer, more authentic expression of who we are, and however that looks, whether it's you want a 6-figure business, or the romance of your life, or your book, or the best mom in the world, or the craftiest painter, whatever it is, the best artist, the most just expressive person you desire to be in your soul, there's a part that in these agreements and contracts will pull us back. And so it may look like the outside experience is affecting what we truly want, but it's actually opposite. It's what we need to deal with, embrace, be present to. That's a piece of it in order for us to move forward. So there's a couple of examples that I want to share. The part that self-sabotages, I was coming up against one of my own inner beliefs a few weeks ago. And what happened is I started to move closer to it, to jump on a call with the person that's supporting me and through this. And all of these thoughts start coming through, and these I want to call it mind fuckery, and I started to just feel like there was something just very incongruent with the person who had been helping me. And so there was this part of me that kind of like lashed out. I didn't want to get on the call. I wanted to cancel it. I started to just be very rebellious to her. And thank God she is who she is. And because that's who I am for other people, is I hold that space because I know that's what's going on. And so I got on there, and as I like chiseled down to what was going on, it was really about this other bigger part of me that wanted to come through. But this smaller part was freaked out, because this smaller part is what kept me safe and out of trouble and, you know, out of people's way. And here's this other part that's coming through, and this you know, this part that's kept me safe and protected was lashing out. And so what's happening for so many of us right now is those parts are starting to dismantle. They're starting to dissolve. We're starting to realize that we need to let go of them to move forward in our lives. We can't be the victim anymore. We can't be the martyr. We, you know, these contracts and agreements to, like, you know, be the good daughter, the perfect business person, or the you know, enlightened spiritual person, or the best wife or husband or whatever. Like, these roles that aren't authentically who we are, that we've been playing and fitting into, are just starting to feel super uncomfortable, like a pair of jeans from 1980. And some people are even starting to feel it in their bodies, because our bodies are, I use my hands a lot when I talk. I'm so expressive. If I'm standing around, I would be like walking. So that's what happens when I'm sitting. My arms walk. So these agreements that we have, you know, we're these parts of us are dissolving, and they're actually starting to fight a little bit harder. They're fighting for their survival. And that's where this conflict is happening. And then what's happening is, because our bodies are, you know, they're this conduit of energy. When we've got energy misalignments going on, we're going to start feeling it in our bodies. And because emotions are energy, beliefs are energy. And when we're holding on to that, it's going to affect our whole field, our physical field too. And so I noticed for myself, just even, you know, just showing up and, you know, just really coming through in a different way. I've been having neck and shoulder pain. And like each time that I, like, you know, do the energy work and, you know, move through what's in front of me, my body relaxes and releases. I even had a friend share with me the other day the emotional work that she's been doing and the energy work she's been doing. She feels like she lost 15 pounds. And even people are starting to comment on how that is. I don't know if she's on here tonight. So I don't know, anybody feeling that? Anybody noticing the conflict from, you know, where you know you want to go, where you are, being in that cycle, being in that pattern? Does this make sense to like how you kind of like bring yourself back? Because what happens is, it's like we develop these parts of ourselves, you know, whether it shows up as the victim or whether it shows up as the, you know, the good girl, the person that likes plays small or doesn't go for what they want. It's like we develop those parts of ourselves through our life experiences so that we don't feel pain again, so that we don't get hurt, so that, you know, we don't, you know, put ourselves out into the public eye to be shamed or made fun of or, you know, questioned. And now more than ever, this world needs authenticity and people showing up who they are, and, you know, people living and being in the relationships and experiences and doing the exchange of their time with what feeds them. And when we're not doing that, that's when all this inner conflict is going to happen. That's when we're feeling like we know something more is possible, and we're actually the ones resisting it in some way. So these are one of the ways that, you know, we can identify that the beliefs show up, the patterns show up, and the self-sabotagers, these parts of our personality that are really just trying to, fight to not be dissolved. So what do? Okay, hey, yeah, that would be helpful, right? What do I do now that I know all of this? So what do? Is you be present with it. Just like I shared with you, like there was this like huge, what happens? I put it into this bucket called distractions. So if I'm not living on my purpose, if I'm not focused on what I have to do or want to do with my day, and I'm creating like drama, that it could be a distraction from me getting to the core of what really, so that means whether or not I'm creating drama to not do a Facebook Live or write the blog I need to do or get to a deeper belief or pattern that's in my way of me really just feeling the inner peace and in the flow and synchronicity and being that, being in that joy that is possible. And so when those distractions are happening, those are a good clue that something more is wanting to be recognized. So one of the things that you can ask yourself is like, what am I believing right now that I know on another level isn't true? Because that's really what's happening, is that we're believing something that isn't true. So just go within. What am I believing that isn't true? What am I telling myself that isn't true? What am I seeing that I'm making up a story about that doesn't feel good? And if I were to be the true expression of myself, what would that look like? What would that feel like? And how does that compare to what is actually going on in my life right now and how I'm showing up for myself? So, and a lot of the ways that because I'm a holistic practitioner, a holistic mystic, is that, sometimes when we need to let some of this stuff go, we have to understand it on an intellectual level, an emotional level, an energetic level. So sometimes when we're releasing this stuff, it helps to get, to have a support, guide us through the process, release it on an energetic level, understand on an intellectual and emotional level what's going on. I was able to figure all that out on my own because this is like, it was so glaringly obvious to me. And so, and even when I'm working with my clients, it's like, I can see the struggle that they're having with themselves and the path through, and sometimes we have to go around or in the side door, and how that process is either through EFT, guided meditation, distant healing work, because I work with clients all over the world through Skype and over the phone. And so when we when we understand on an intellectual level what this belief is, what this self-sabotage is, what this pattern is, it sometimes, and I don't believe we always have to know, I don't, but sometimes if we know, there's a part of us that it's easier to release it on an energetic level. So that's through tapping, like I said, guided meditation, energy healing. So let me just see if there's anything else that needs to come through. The truth is that the biggest struggle that a lot of people are having right now are allowing their truest, most authentic self to come out and be the expression. And what's in the way is this old stuff that we're actually seeing dismantle on a grander scale. And if you're showing up on this video, if you're watching it, there's a part of you that's ready to claim it. So it does take some courage and vulnerability and really some like honest self-reflection to see, what is it that I'm holding on to back here that's really preventing me from being over here. I saw a quote today, my friend Vanessa posted, and it said something along the lines of like, being willing to, I'm totally paraphrasing, like, but being willing to let go of, the good to embrace the great. The thing is that we don't know, we know the pain, we know the self-saboteur, we know the cycle, we know the pattern, we know how to maneuver through our own stuff. We know how to do that, but it's not working anymore, right? So be brave, be courageous, witness and be present with yourself with love and compassion and understanding. Because I'll be honest, there's some parts that come up that are like, whew, really hard to look at. So get yourself in a sacred space. Get support with somebody that you trust and feel safe with, so that you can undo all of this stuff. Because what we try to do is we hide the victim in the closet. We hide the small one in the closet, or we hide her on her waistline or on our hips or whatever. Seriously. And so when we feel safe as beings, which we're always safe, but like when there's that part of us that is ready to be released, feels safe, it's easier for the release to happen and the integration. And there's just a lot of gratitude for that part of us too. You're awesome. Yeah. You know what? I'm awesome. You're awesome. I'm awesome. And if any part of you got triggered by me saying I'm awesome, you've got some work to do. Because me being awesome has nothing to do with you being awesome. So take a look, like what triggers you? What's ticking you off these days? What's like, got you on the edge? The things that are pushing up against you in life are actually pushing you forward. But if we keep fighting against it, we're not going to see the gift. We're not going to see the guide that it's actually bringing to us, to more of ourselves and fuller life expression. And if this was helpful, if you feel like someone will be inspired by this, please share it. What else? I'll just share with you guys that there is definitely more coming through me, and this connection with the spirit and the universe, and I'm just pulling it all together. And I really, the best way that I show up is in the moment. And what's been coming through me is to create a group, an experiential group. We'll meet and trust the process of the energy and what comes through. I've been channeling a lot and sharing some of that on Facebook, but I really want to share it inside a container of people that really want to hear all of this, and who want to understand their own cycles, who want to have a deeper relationship with themselves, who really want to claim what they're ready for. So it's about empowerment, energy, alchemy, something along the lines of that. So I'm feeling like it's going to be a group. It's definitely going to be a monthly group, and it's going to be experiential, and there will definitely be channelings and offerings and who knows what else. But if it's something that you're interested in, send me a message either here or email hello@kellyannecorey.com. It's going to be a super low price. And because it's like I'm already seeing myself pull in energy, astrology. I'm not an astrologer, but just, it more along the lines of the energy that we're in, and supporting people in these kinds of ways. And, guided meditations. I don't know. It's going to be fun though. I hope you're, I'd love to have anybody here that showed up. And it really is, it's going to be about just building that vibration and recognizing what's there, but not giving it the attention, and just really learning our own flow. Seriously, what time is it? It's like, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night, and it's not what I normally do, but I'm just trusting. And, with the moon cycles happening, we are connected in that way. And so learning to trust my process, because it meant even starting a little bit later today than I normally would. And, having a different kind of day tomorrow, having that flexibility, knowing my flow, and being able to move through my life in that way that best serves me. And what works for me is not going to necessarily work for you, but I can show you guys and teach everybody how to connect with their own flow. it's actually been something that's been in the works for a little bit in my mind, and now it's time. And that's the other thing, is that as much as like there's that like the culmination, when the time is right, the time is right, and that's when we act on it. So there's a part of us that we need to like be okay in the non-action, the pause, the the fermentation. Yeah, so there's there's so much that I can offer and share, and that's another piece of it too, is that being comfortable in the discomfort. It is time. It is so time. And how great would it be if there was like a whole group of us all together, knowing it was time, linking arms, and like really just, like I said, taking all those pieces, the different body parts of ours, the different bodies, the physical body, energy body, emotional body, did I say it already? Like all those different parts of us, the spiritual body, and pulling them together. And because really, like, that's what I'm saying, is like it's all coming together to come through us. And that's what I'm intending in this group, is to be able to holistically look at everything that's going on. Let me see if there's a spirit wants to say anything else. Nope, just pretty much that you guys are awesome. And I did a Facebook Live last week, and it was around this message that came through to me about like all of the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, because I know there's a lot going on, and just like reminding us that the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. But what I just heard was that you are a piece of the puzzle, the whole puzzle, the world's puzzle, the collective consciousness puzzle, your gift, your essence. And it's not about what you do, it's about who you are, is what the world is being, is calling forward from all of us. Reading, and if you have any questions, message them to me. But what it's going to take are the people that really understand that this is about the energy, and it's experiential, and it's as we show up, and as we show up, that's what's there. And if you guys have been liking some of my posts and really resonating with it, there's going to be it's going to be along the lines of that. But again, I want to share with people who are ready to receive it too. Kisses back. Thank you for showing up. You're doing great. You're freaking awesome. Don't forget it. Rock on. Shine on. See you later.